So the Sawzall makes quick work of these Camrys. We do what we normally do, which is we come right in front of the strut towers, cut through, do the subframe in front of that. Still has the back motor mount in it. I did cut the front motor mount out because it was completely garbage, so I just cut off all the bottom. We'll throw it out. And I couldn't get in there to even get at it. Apparently I took the oil filter off of this, so yeah, she needs some oil filter put back into it. I wonder if it has oil in it. It's got oil in it and it's clean. It's not filled with water yet, so that's a good sign. Dipstick, we can't get out for the transmission. Still thousands of things here connected. Like I'm talking like alternator, oil pressure, alternator turn on switch, throttle cable, shifter, transmission cooler, you name it, it's still all attached. We broke the frame into sections. That's the passenger, that's the passenger fender, rad cradle, driver's side. So as you take a look, I put the, oh my hand is so sore. The frame has pivoted on itself and collapsed in a way that the plate is actually helping it stay together. It's starting to rip, which is quite impressive. But honestly, guys, you want to try to position your plates in a way that's going to allow the frame to bend, because everything's going to bend. It's just going to find a different place to bend. But you want it to bend where you want it, predictably, so you can prepare for it. So now that we got all the plates off, I did accidentally cut the power steering belt with the Sawzall, so we'll be replacing that. We just got to start disconnecting everything now and pretty much dropping the engine onto a cart and put it onto the cold storage side. But now we got to clean up the floor because I'm starting to trip over all this crap. So let's go throw this stuff into a different car. What are all these pieces doing on my floor? And the scarf is designed to soak up oil. But we got the motor out, got the power steering rack out, got the subframe all out, cut up. I didn't really film anything just because I was being lazy. I was listening to music on my phone. Can't listen to music on YouTube. That's the death of YouTube right there, is music. Once you get this thing up on the hoist, you guys can really see how far these doors got folded in. Like, look at the rockers are straight, but the doors are folded in so far. Maybe next time I should weld the doors to the rockers. I don't know, because I don't know if that would have kept it straighter or not, but like these rockers, they folded here pretty good, but that's just about it. Yeah, got the car pretty much all torn apart on the outside. We got the rear subframe, the front subframe. We've actually cut it up into pieces because of my thumb. Can't really lift anything too heavy right now. So we got it all cut down into manageable sizes. I'm not going to keep the control arms. I got hundreds of control arms, so I'm not going to keep those. Maybe take them off for weight so I can carry it a little bit easier. We got the motor out. We disconnected the transmission cooler, the electrical, pulled all that through, undid the back motor mount, undid the transmission motor mount. Had to cut the plate because the plate was welded to the transmission mount. We broke off our EGR, plus we broke off our throttle position sensor. So that's probably why this thing was having a little bit of a hard time running. So we are going to build an EGR block-off plate. I should have done this before, to be honest, guys. I just never did it. Everything came out pretty easily, pretty nicely. Not any really big concerns coming out. Yeah, pretty much how it was before. But let's get this car down to see what we have to do now. We'll lift it back up to take all this stuff out to the dumpster car. It's just a, believe it or not, I actually got a call for an Impala SS. So I was all excited because like an 06 Impala SS has a 5.3 liter V8 front wheel drive in it. And I've always wanted one for a project. So I told the guy I would pay a half decent amount, but then I got there and it was a Malibu. Look at the frame at the firewall of this thing. She's kinked so hard here and so hard here. Like, I can't believe that. Like, it's right into the brake booster. Pretty crazy. And look at this, is the one with the big rot spot on the firewall. I bet you that didn't help out very well. So, we're almost down to the height that we need to be here to look on the inside. Getting there. Come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it! Bite his freaking head off. So what we're going to do now is we're probably going to take the top bar off the roof, probably cut the A-pillars, cut around the sunroof. That way I can throw that into that car outside. And just start taking this thing apart to the point where it can get the cage out of it quite easily. That's what I'm pretty much going to try to do. We have to save the shifter, but unfortunately the shifter's pretty much already out because it ripped all the bolts out of the floor. Got to save the electrical, the cage. Gonna let the seat go. Oh, there's the EGR right there. You guys see that? You see the EGR? I guess it broke off and then came inside the car. We're not going to save the steering column because it's kind of blown apart. But it is Avalon specific, so maybe we will take it out because it's pretty much already undone. We just got to take it out, and if it's an easy fix, because the next guy we're bringing to Meltdown is another Avalon. Got to get the cage out of it, battery box, transmission cooler. It just bolts to where your factory airbag bolts to. Computer, I got a voltmeter, oil pressure gauge. We got a lot of stuff to get out of this. But I still can't get over how the frame bent at the firewall. I guess it was a little rusty. Clean Camrys are getting hard to find up here in Canada now, but she bent right at firewall on both sides. That's pretty impressive. And if you take a look, oh my goodness, look it up in the strut tower. I guess she wasn't as clean as I thought it was. Blew apart all in the strut towers. Everything's folded over. Pretty impressive though. The front end did pretty good. You can see where the motor came into the firewall, and that's kind of what maybe kept the front end down as much. But there was no life left in this car with how bad the back end was and how bad the front end was. There's pretty much nothing left of her. So I think it's the proper thing that we took it apart. Plus we get all of her parts for next year. So we do have to fix up a little stuff on this. Throttle position sensor, that's easy. I can take that off another car I got here. Or, you know, I can buy a brand new one on Rock Auto, you never know. And then this here, I'll use a block off plate. I'll either buy the Jeffy's from Fab Farm, or I'll just build my own, guys. So maybe I can make that into another video coming up for you guys here. Power steering came apart, all that fun stuff. No damage to the block, just took out the oil pump and all the oil filter, because we did run that spicy oil filter on this thing. But lots more to do, lots more to tear this thing down, and then we'll get it ready for scrap. But unfortunately my Dodge did grenade the transmission in it, the G56 manual 6-speed, which is a Mercedes, so as soon as you say Mercedes it's much more expensive. So it might be a while until we can get it for scrap, but you know, we can get it ready for scrap. So plenty more to do here, guys. So I was just sitting here thinking to myself, it's going to be pretty hard to get this stuff out of here because of how mangled the car is. I'm not going to fit through any of the windows or anything. So I cut the roof off. This is one of your very first convertible Avalons ever made by Toyota. Although it wasn't really made by Toyota, it was just made by a Toyota enthusiast. So we're still going to have a pretty hard time getting out some of these bolts here because the whole speaker deck's been pounded over top of the bolts. So we might have to cut half the speaker deck out of it. Still want to save the rear bumper. Driver door did open, so we didn't take that apart. But we got off the top bar across the roof. And then we're just going to start taking this thing apart. But you guys got to come back tomorrow for that. We got to take out the shifter, fuse panel, battery, cage. I have such a hard time just leaving this steering column behind, guys. I might take that. We'll see. But not exactly sure how I'm going to get it out of the shop yet. I don't think the Walden will pick it up without a roof in it. But maybe I can throw some come-alongs or straps inside of it and get it up and out of here. So thanks for watching, everybody. We got the Toyota Avalon in the garage. After one day, we got the motor out, we got the rear subframe out, we got the front subframe cut out. We figured out some of the problems on why I think it was running rough. We're going to fix all that up. We're going to check the timing on it, check the plugs, wires, coils, all that fun stuff, and we're going to keep building. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow. We're going to finish tearing apart this Toyota Avalon for you.